Yellow lights are off. Justin Clark on the flag stand, getting set to go. Heat race number 1. Dusty Zomer bringing him through turns 3 and 4 to the white line. Looking, green flag. Through turn 1, everybody makes it into turn 2. Down the back chute, Dusty Zomer leads the way. Jake Peters running in that second spot. Jeff Patrician racing third. Here comes Higday to the outside of Heskin for the 4th spot. Larry Ball up in the junk off turn 4. He'll gather it back in, get single file down into turn 1. Off turn 2, your race for the top spot. Still Zomer leading the way with Peters on the outside. Jake Peters now reeling in your leader as they race for the lead off turn 4. Here comes Jake Peters to the outside now, taking a look at your leader. Dusty Zomer slides up to hold him off. Down the back chute, Peters losing ground. Down the back straightaway, Jeff Patrician still running in the 3rd spot. Josh Higday racing 4th. Now Frankie Heimbaugh working on the 5th spot. Down the front straightaway, that's the race for 5th. Heskin and Heimbaugh, now Larry Ball Jr. up to challenge. Meanwhile, Frankie Heimbaugh still challenging Heskin down the back straightaway, pulls side by side into turn 3. Looking to the outside, here comes Heimbaugh. Dusty Zomer still your leader. Jake Peters running 2nd. Jeff Patrician running 3rd. Higday running 4th. And Heimbaugh in the 5th spot. White flag, 1 to go. One lap to go for Zomer down the back straightaway. Checkered flag will wave off turn 4 this time by. Give your nice hand to Dusty Zomer. Jake Peters comes home 2nd. Jeff Patrician 3rd. Josh Higday 4th. Frankie Heimbaugh 4. I believe we'll take a shot at that.
And outside of him, the teenager, Rager Phillips. Has nearly 50 years in age separating the drivers on the front row. Jerry Crabb, the veteran on the inside. Rager Phillips, the second-year driver on the outside. And the green comes out, a much better start this time by. Crabb and Phillips head down into turn number 1. Jerry Crabb still with the lead. Keep an eye on the 53 car, Joey Beaver, as he's trying to get into the tussle for the lead as they head down into turns 3 and 4 the first time. Crabb trying to lead lap number 1 as they work down the front straightaway. Very close racing look at Joey Beaver trying for the lead. Oh, and we got him upside down. All right, green flag comes back out. Joey Beaver got a big drive down the back straightaways. He looks to the outside of Rager Phillips. Joey Beaver not wasting any time here tonight. Jerry Crabb hanging on to the lead, but he's got some fast cars coming as Rager Phillips now to the inside. You've got a new leader in turn number 2. Rager Phillips takes the top spot. Joey Beaver trying to follow him down the back straightaway. Here comes Tom Lenz. Look at Lenz now. He goes to the inside. He takes 3rd from Beaver, looking for 2nd now down the front straightaway. Tom Lenz from 4th to 2nd. We'll see if he can track down the teenager, Rager Phillips. Beaver now finally works his way past the 12 exit Jerry Crabb. Put Joey Beaver to 3rd. Jerry Crabb back into the 4th spot. Troy Meyer trying to get into the action. He's running 5th. So right now, Rager Phillips trying to put a little distance on the 8L of Tom Lenz. Good battle for the 4th spot as Troy Meyer pulls up to the inside of Jerry Crabb. Crabb started on the pole and slipped back down to the 4th spot. Maybe one more as now Meyer to the inside. He inches ahead. Crabb trying to get the momentum down the back straightaway. They go wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Meyer inside. He'll take the spot as the white flag comes out for Rager Phillips. Rager Phillips, the Good Auto Parts, K&SP Farms, Slideways Karting Center number 9 car, heads it down the back straightaway. Started outside row number 1, worked his way past the 12 exit Jerry Crabb, brings it low off turn number 4 into Rager Phillips will win the second heat race. Tom Lenz, a nice drive from 6th up to 2nd. Joey Beaver from 4th to 3rd. And Troy Meyer rounds out your top 4 in heat race number 2.
Yellow lights are off. Pete Crawl bringing him around turns 3 and 4 to the green flag. Pete Crawl's going to lead lap number 1 as Stevie Walsh runs in the 2nd spot. Bronson Mason running 3rd. Eric Mason 4th. John Schultz 5th. Brett Mather running in the 6th spot. Here comes John Carney now up to 6th. Mather goes back to 7th. As John Schultz and Bronson Mason continue their march to the front. Pete Crawl still your leader. Walsh still running in that 2nd spot. Bronson Mason racing 3rd. Now side by side for 4th. Eric Mason working down the back straightaway, trying to hold off John Schultz. He'll go to the inside. Mason on the outside. They get near wheel to wheel, but not near enough as Eric Mason holds him off down the back, the front straightaway. John Carney now working also for position as Bronson Mason knocks on the door. Stevie Walsh, they'll go to turn 3. Now Bronson Mason takes the spot away. Mason now up into the 2nd spot. Stevie Walsh back to 3rd. Eric Mason still holding on to the 4th spot. John Schultz racing 5th. John Carney, Mather. Here comes Alexander now moving by the 54 car down the back chute. White flag will fly this time by as they work off turn 4. Pete Crawl still leads the way. Mason running 2nd. Stevie Walsh 3rd. Eric Mason running 4th. John Schultz, John Carney, Mitchell Alexander, Mather, Bobby Hodgson, Stacy Alexander. This time by, checker flag will be out. Your winner is going to be Pete Crawl. Bronson Mason will finish 2nd. Stevie Walsh 3rd. Eric Mason 4th.
Limos based out of Ankeny, Iowa. From what I understand, they are a limousine service that shows they have them all lettered up like NASCAR cars, and you can take out the Dale Earnhardt Jr. limo, or I guess the Jeff Gordon limo for people like Tony. And so check that out. Racing Limos on hand with us here tonight. Dave Hall takes the lead down the backstretch. Johnny Anderson there in the 7A car. He's up to the 2nd spot. Mike Hausman Jr. running in the 3rd spot. Started 1 row ahead of his father. We'll see if he can hold him off. Mike Hausman running in the 4th spot, chasing his son down into turn number 1. Jared Smith there running in the 5th position. Eric Jobe hasn't been here for about a month as he's now trying to work his way up from the back of the pack. Spent every night here last year, taking some time off for the Knoxville Raceway this year. Been racing with the Winged Outlaw Warriors. But up front, Dave Hall stretching it out to a comfortable lead. Good battle for the 4th spot developing as Jared Smith took a look to the inside of Mike Hausman over in 1 and 2. Hausman now starts to pull away a little bit. We'll see if Smith can close. Smith going to go back to the cushion over in turns 3 and 4. Jared Smith goes high, trying to track down Mike Hausman as the top 3 cars have really separated themselves out. Great battle, though, for the 4th spot. Here comes Smith, going to drive it right by to the inside. We'll see if he can make it stick. Oh, a little contact. As Jared Smith helping himself to the 4th spot. Mike Hausman now back into 5th. Eric Joe working now on the 22 car of Rob Edwards. Edwards has the 6th spot. Job has moved up to 7th from the 9th position. Job takes the 23 to the inside. Oh, no problems on the 48 at Jared Smith. Slowing down into turn number 1. We'll see if he can get the car safely off the racetrack. And we're going to have to go yellow. Jared Smith not able to pull the car into the infield, so hold everything. The cone is placed on the front stretch. We'll keep them single file until we get past that place. Green flag comes back out. Dave Hall takes him into turn number 1. He goes to the bottom. That gives the preferred line on the outside to Johnny Anderson, and Anderson taking advantage, takes the lead down the back straightaway. So Johnny Anderson quickly from second spot to take the lead. A white flag is out for Johnny Lightning. Dave Hall runs second. Then a great battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. A lot of cars dicing for those spots as they work down the back straightaway the final time. Nate Mosier now takes the 22N to the outside of the 22 car. Edwards battles back as the checker flag comes out for Johnny Anderson. He'll win the 4th and final heat race. Dave Hall home second. 3rd spot to the Y5 Mike Hausman Jr. Over getting some laps in preparation for the Brodex Tournament of Champions. He's going to qualify with the Eagle Sprint Touring Series. And getting some laps here at the Knoxville Raceway in preparation for that event coming up in early August. Green flag comes out. Selvage and Ideas head them down into turn number 1. Ideas goes to the bottom. Bobby Hawks also here getting some preparation laps for the Brodex Tournament of Champions. He goes to the outside. The pair of 5 cars go racing wheel to wheel into turns 3 and 4. They switch spots. Hawks now on the bottom. Ideas on the outside. Bobby Hawks takes the lead at the flag stand. Ideas now back to the bottom. Bobby Hawks, one of the best on the short tracks in Illinois. A lot of wins at his hometown track in Jacksonville, Illinois. Here getting some experience on the big half mile. He's your leader in the 5H car. Rick Ideas running second. Stacy Alexander is third. 4th spot, the 7 is Selvage. And Bobby Meinzer's troubles continue in the 15 car. This time by, we'll have 3 laps scored and 3 more yet to fill out. Bobby Hawks looking pretty good on the high side of the racetrack. It's an Eagle chassis. The engine is built by Manny Rockhold. Manny Rockhold and his automotive machine. Rick Ideas, a resident of Nebraska, will soon in the next couple weeks be moving across the border into Iowa. As he's running in the 2nd spot right now, he'll be locked into tonight's B main. Stacy Alexander 1 spot out as the white flag is going to come out for Bobby Hawks this time by. In 2004, Bobby Hawks had 3 wins with the Sprint Invader Association, still looking for his first feature win in 2005. Brings the car nice and steady off turn number 4. He'll come down, take the twin checkered flags here at 360. C-main goes to Bobby Hawks. John Carney currently 3rd in the points. He'll start 6th. And Brett Mather, mired back in the pack in that purple 54 car, has really been on a roll lately and worked himself up to 5th place in the points. And we'll see what happens here as some very fast cars stuck in the B main here in this very competitive 360 division at the Knoxville Raceway. Eric Mason nearly had an A main win earlier in the season, led much of the race. And we'll see if he can bring home the B main win. He's on the pole. Mike Hausman outside of him as Justin Clark gives him the green down the front straightaway. Larry Ball trying to get to the top spot using the bottom of the racetrack as Eric Mason under attack from behind. Mike Hausman now takes the lead down the back straightaway as Mason pitches the car hard on the inside. He's trying to get to the bottom. Meanwhile, John Carney on the outside. Carney challenges for the 2nd spot. Carney to the outside of Mason as they work down the back straightaway for the 2nd time. Carney looking for that 2nd spot. Mason now back to 3rd. Larry Ball Jr. hanging on to that 4th and final transfer spot as Mason again tries to get the car to the stick on the bottom. Got very sideways. That allows the 5J of Larry Ball Jr. Jr. now to the outside. Looks like he might have had the spot. Now he'll take it definitely down the back straightaway. Here comes John Hall again in the 7H. The last 2 weeks he's had to use the B main to make the A main. Now he's 1 spot out chasing the B29.